Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Royal Sussex Live. Welcome, one and all. Uh, uh-oh. Let me see. There we go. Happy Thanksgiving in advance to everyone that celebrates Thanksgiving. Um, it's already after midnight on the East Coast, so yeah, it's Thanksgiving for you. Okay, let me see who was here first. Well, first, let me grab my slides. That would be helpful. Okay. All right, slides are on the way. And Antoinette Kennedy, thank you so much for being first. And as always, thank you for watching Royal Sussex. Oh, Noby D, Judy Mustassid, Bunny Rose. By the way, before I forget, um, thank you to my friends over at Lady Sussex, George Charles, for the birthday present. Took me a while to get it. Uh, I mean, I knew it was there, but I just didn't go over and pick it up. But I had a feeling it was from you all because I heard mention of something being delayed. And then, of course, it took me a while to get it. So thank you very much. Um, just what I needed. And I'm excited to use it. And thank you. Also, um, I received a birthday greeting from the United Kingdom from someone in England, I believe. And that took a while because it was lost in the mail. It was properly addressed, but my mail service, like one of those mailbox places, they lost it. They put it in the wrong file. So it took me a month of Sundays to get it. But I just got it today. They looked one more time. And so if you know who you are, I don't want to say the name, but if you know who you are, there's also someone who has a membership to Royal Sussex. But I did get the card. Thank you very much. And beautiful letter inside. And I love those pictures of the Queen. That was adorable. So thank you for that. So um, yeah, that was perfect timing. It was just it was that much sweet and savory getting it later on in the month as opposed to getting it earlier in the month. So greatly appreciate it and thank you very much. And again, thank you all for the birthday wishes and greetings. And I got another beautiful card from someone else that took a while to get there. And so, yeah, I had a couple of birthday cards and the gift from my friends over at the Real Life Cinderella, Lady Sussex, George, and Charles. So, thank you all very much. That was very, very kind. All right, let me put that up there. And yes, I am recycling one of the old thumbnails. What's that? There's a birthday. Thank you very much for that, Lydia Washington. Let me see. Happy birthday to Queen Lady Rose. All right. Ah, there you are. There you are. Oh yes, yes. I excuse me if you haven't guessed by now, once I start digging through my receipts, I cannot seem to tear myself away. And I'm just like, okay, I got to get on. But yeah, I found some receipts. Very interesting because if you remember, this time last year, we were doing the countdown for there's going to be a royal divorce in 2024. Do you remember that? We were doing the countdown. And then somebody got so sick. I mean, sick. that the divorce did not happen. So, but anyway, let's do a dance off for the birthday. Let's see here. Yes, we're gonna have a happy salsa birthday. And let me see. Here we go. And two, three, four. And I'm back. There we go. All right. Happy birthday and many happy returns of the day. And let me got that. Oh, all right. I just wanted to make sure the microphone is working. Let me take myself out of view and let's get on with it. So, do you know it's been 7 years? It has been 7 years since that magic moment. Prince Harry told the world about his love for Meghan Markle, the future Duchess of Sussex. Now, I remember it was just after Thanksgiving, because you know Thanksgiving is always the what is it, third Thursday of the month. So I was hosting some family from out of town, and I told them, oh, I know what it was. I told my sister, I said, hey, I mean, I tell you, a house full of people I had. I said, hey, you won't believe what I just did. I just booked a ticket to go to Europe. I'm going to be gone for 64 days and 63 fun filled nights. Yes, I'm going to get a rail pass and everything. And then what do you know? The next day, I hear that Prince Harry is engaged. And I said, wow, that's cool. Well, if I'm over there, I'm going to make sure that I'm in the crowd at the wedding. That's what I said. I'm going to make sure that I'm in the crowd at the wedding. Then later on, of course, we found out what the dates were. And I'm like, oh, yes, I will be there. So I'm going to go. And so while I was there in the UK, I made it a point to kind of walk in the Sussex's footsteps. I went to the Cardiff Castle. I went to the St. George Chapel, all of that stuff. Um, and right here, you can see Harry and Meghan's 7th-year engagement anniversary. Yes, it was 11/27/2017. How exciting, right? How exciting. And I'm so happy for them that they found each other. And of course, the white coat sold out, the shoes sold, everything sold out. And there is the ring that was designed by Prince Harry himself using a small portion of gold, Welsh gold, which is almost impossible to find now, and some diamonds from Princess Diana's collection. and very lovingly created, designed, and created for and by the Duke of Sussex, and presented to Rachel Meghan Markle, who just happened to have been on a very successful TV show called Suits. Well, do you see where they're standing? I want you to take notice where they are standing right now, right? You made a note of that, correct? You can kind of see the gate behind them. Do you see that? They come through this little branchy thing from Kensington Palace. Little did we know about Nottingham Cottage, but so they exit out there to what they call the sunken garden, right? And that is a very beautiful space. I made it a point to go to Kensington Palace because remember, I was walking in the footsteps of Harry and Meghan. Take a look at it. That is the sunken garden. Now, that is said to be Princess Diana's favorite place in all of Kensington Palace. Kensington Palace is like the poshest housing projects or housing estate that you'll ever want to visit. That's what it is. It's a very posh housing estate, like low income housing, but for rich people. Um, they call it grace and favor. Queen Elizabeth used her grace and she favored certain people in the family and employees, courtiers. And so that is where some of them would live in a grace and favor property, part of Kensington Palace, a vast complex of apartments and cottages and such. Well, that is the sunken garden. And as it's said, it is a sunken garden. It's a little lower than the rest of the pavement, like about maybe a 4 foot difference in grade. So I was like, oh, I got to go to the sunken garden. And then when I was there, I thought about it. I said, I wonder if this is where they announced their engagement. So I saw the grounds crew. They were busy, maintaining the garden. And I finally was had a chance to talk to one of them. And I think it was the guy in the plaid shirt there. And I said, hey, pardon me, in that very thick American Midwestern accent, very loud, of course. Americans are very loud. I said, hey, 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 is this where they had the wedding announcement? And of course, the gentleman tried to lower my tone by speaking in the lower tone because you don't want to encourage Americans to get even louder because God, Americans are loud. Even I can hear it. So uh, so anyway, he told me, he said, yeah. I said, right here? He said, yeah, right there. So you see right there on the paving stones there, you see where it says here? Look on the left side in the middle of the photo. It says here. Well, that is where Harry and Meghan stood when they announced their engagement. So let me tell you how that is. Okay. You see this photo right here? Now you see on the right side there, kind of in the middle, that I think it was on the right side. Oh no, was it the left side? Well, either way, no, it was the right side. It was the right side. I was standing over on the other side of the hedges there, and it's a gate, so you can't go down there. It's not meant for pedestrians or visitors. So I stood at the top of the gate and I took a photo right there where it says here. Again, you can barely see it, but that is where they stood. So that was part of me walking in their footsteps. And of course, that is the famous gate. Now, of course, there's not like a big gate to keep you away from the building, but this side of the building, no one uses that entrance. But that is the Sir Christopher Wren Renaissance style entrance to Kensington Palace. the palace has been built upon several times and, raised and built. And so this side is mostly ceremonial, I think. I don't think anybody ever really uses that particular entrance. But otherwise, you guys, Kensington Palace is a depressing place. And I'm not saying that because of what I know about it now. I'm saying it because I just felt really sad for Princess Diana. I did. And then, of course, as much as I love being this close to Diana, by being this close to some of her more famous outfits, again, it was kind of like I felt weird because it's almost like they have appropriated her memory. Um, And I know I shouldn't look at it like that because for some people, they would love the idea of being this close to Diana. You can see the famous Versace gown on the left. On the right is the Halo Trust outfit with the, I guess you could call it a ballistic vest, no, or whatever it is. And then of course in the middle, I forgot who made that dress, but yeah, it was nice to be that close to Diana in some respects, but then at the same time, I'm just like, "Ugh, Kensington Palace." And then, of course, now that I know about Nottingham Cottage, I feel even more like put off with that place. But still, um, it was nice to be that close. Um, And of course, there's that connection with the Versace gown because that is the one that she wore to Chicago to the ball that they had or gala that they had at the Field Museum. Um, she danced with Phil Donahue, and anyway, that was like one of her. Actually, it was the most important um, tour that she had taken after the divorce. She was newly divorced and she was really flexing, and Chicago welcomed her with open arms. Even the hotel where she stayed, the 10th anniversary of her visit to that hotel, which I think was what, 2007, the Drake Hotel. They had put a bunch of photos and such on display to celebrate the fact that Diana stayed there 10 years ago. And I'm sure they did it 20 years after that stay. Um, and gosh, I tell you, as much as that institution has worked very hard to try to downplay Princess Diana's contribution, trying to minimize her memory and again contributions, it just it's frustrating because I just want everybody to feel about Diana the way I feel about her. Like she is just this incredible icon, this bigger than life person that has done so much good in this world, and it it breaks my heart that she doesn't get as much acknowledgement. But over time, I think once those other two, Charles and Camilla, once they're gone, then maybe that type of campaigning to ruin her memory or downplay her memory, maybe that will dissipate and then Diana will get the proper recognition she deserves because they're working very hard um to oh gosh, rewrite the history, revisionist history. That's right. They're trying to revise the history. And we just won't let them do that. We are not going to allow that. Now, Prince Harry is a torch in our darkness, says veterans who have battled mental health issues. So, this is one of those things that only Muriel could ever seem to find. She says Prince Harry is a torch in our darkness, says veterans who have battled mental health issues since leaving the Army in 2015, Prince Harry has championed the need to remove stigma around mental health of veterans. So, of course, this is what I mean. It is pushing back against the palace, against that institution, because right now there is this campaign to try to make William out to be the most notable military figure in the family alive today, when everybody knows that that's Harry. Harry is the one that is respected by just about anybody in the military you can think of, even if they're not free to say so because, they're perhaps in the Royal Air Force or something like that. Doesn't matter. Harry has the respect of the entire military community in just about every country you could think of. So, yeah, but I'll get to that GI William stuff later. So Prince William making excuses to avoid spending time with Kate Middleton, Middleton's family. The Prince of Wales has an incredibly close relationship with his wife, Kate Middleton's family, but he has been known to make excuses to avoid spending time with them in the past. You know why, don't you? Money, because they're after his money. Every time he comes around, they're just like, say, how much did you inherit? Aren't you the Duke of Cornwall? We need a new jacuzzi, Duke. Son-in-law, son. We need some things around here. Plus, everybody's trying to sue us. Can you help us out? We'll send you some free dog food. uh, Pippa teach you how to get that bad built butch body. What you say? We need some money over here in Buckleberry. And while you're at it, do you think we can have some titles at some point? But yeah, that's it. They're after his money. From what I hear, now I cannot prove this, but it has been alleged that Willie was the one that helped them get that house in Buckleberry. They have been alleging that Willie has been subsidizing that family for the longest. They haven't had any real money in a while. No wonder Kate has gotten quiet. If every time if every time your family says hello and they have their hands stuck out, of course you wouldn't want to be around them either. Remember the days when Harry used to I'm not Harry, what am I saying? When William used to sit around at the kitchen table with the rest of the Middleton family. What happened to those days when he would take out the trash and help them make dinner and all that kind of stuff? It was just such a normal family. He just loved being around them because they made him feel normal. It's that stuff that they wrote about in that Catherine the Great article, the one that they had them remove huge portions of it. Well, that's some of the stuff they removed was all of that Willie being a part of the family and how important Kate's mother was to him. So they took all that stuff away. And now William doesn't want to be bothered with him. I mean, it just it it's very rich. It's very rich. I don't even think that William and Kate live together. I don't think they live together at all. I don't know who's at the Adelaide cottage, But somehow I think that Kate divides her time between Buckleberry, Adelaide Cottage, and don't forget, they still have that huge apartment at Kensington Palace. Who's staying at that huge apartment? And they have Admiral Hall. They have at least 5 properties. Willie's apartment at the Windsor Castle, Adelaide Cottage, Kensington Palace. They have a place in Balmoral, right there on the grounds of the castle. So they have a list of places to go. There'll be no reason to be stuck here or there. They have enough properties, one for each member of their immediate family. Let me see. As he is a billionaire, you would not think he would have to be asked to help out. He is so greedy. Do you remember when somebody was leaking and briefing about the Middleton's financial problems? No doubt that was coming from Willie's people. Either that or it came from Camilla, but somebody started leaking. Somebody started briefing the press about how broke the Middletons are. They're so broke that they didn't even come around from the time Kate was sick with something to the Royal Ascot. We didn't see everybody knows that Kate was missing for most of the year, but you almost forget that the Middletons had disappeared as well. We didn't see them there was no official sighting. The only person we saw was Pippa. There was no official sighting of the Middletons, Carol and Mike, until the Royal Ascot. That was it. It was Royal Ascot. And then after that, it seems to me like they disappeared again. It seems as though they disappeared again. You know, when you borrow money, I think it was, well, I don't want to say who said that, but a very famous actor who seems to have gotten himself in trouble, actor, comedian, um, said that when people borrow money from you, when they can't pay you back, they talk about you. And of course, we all know that the best way to get rid of somebody is to loan them some money. You loan them some money, you don't see them until the money runs out. But yeah, I think that's it. I think that's it. The Middletons, Carol and Mike, they didn't even show up at the hospital. I don't care what anybody says. Carol and Mike Middleton never came to see Kate at the hospital if Kate was in the hospital. If she was in the hospital, you never saw them show up. All we had was the words of Rebecca English saying that the photographers are trying to respect everybody's privacy, even though Camilla was trolling Kate and William by running in and out the hospital several times a day. Several times a day. You could not make this up. Well, I don't think so, because remember William was seen at oh gosh, what, at the Windsor Castle on the scooter, that little two-wheel scooter. William lives at Windsor Castle. They said they were moving to be closer to the Queen and for the kids to go to school. William has decided to ignore his father's authority. I don't even think he asked. to move to Windsor Castle. I think he just moved in. He just moved in. I just think all of those good-looking guards protecting that place. No, I could not imagine. Okay, let me just ask you all this. If you were William and you move into a well, you supposedly are going to move into a house that is so small that the servants don't even have room to stay there, even though they're in a house behind it. Would you stay there while there's a whole castle? There's an entire castle just up the street with your name on it, Windsor. Why would you stay in that little stupid cottage? I just don't believe it. I do not believe that. I don't know. William probably never spent the night at Adelaide Cottage. Why would he? He has a helicopter. He has Anmer Hall, Kensington Palace, the largest apartment, 22 rooms. Why would you stay there? You can come and go as often as you like. Nobody even talks about the frequency of the flights, although there was one person who allegedly lives near one of the royal residents. I think is it Kensington Palace, and they were saying that almost on a daily basis, William is on that helicopter. Almost a daily basis. In good times or bad, William is on that helicopter. So I'm just doing the math, and my math says, why would anybody stay at that Adelaide cottage when there is an entire castle just up the street? You would have access to your children. They can be near their mummy. That's what makes sense to me. So I am going to allege, listen to the words that are coming out of my mouth. I'm going to allege that William never stayed at Adelaide Cottage. He stays at Windsor. And I do not believe that he and Kate sleep under the same roof. I just don't. Mm, oh, okay. All right. I'm looking at some of your comments. Oh, okay. Let me take that down. Yes, that's exact Vonzola. That's exactly what I'm talking about. There was a neighbor who said they saw that helicopter on a daily basis, back and forth. Because of the invisible contract, they just don't report the frequency in which William is on that helicopter. But it has been established by some people that are close enough to know that William practically lives on that helicopter. I mean, who's going to stop him? There is no scrutiny. There is no one to challenge him. I mean, Charles can't say anything because hell, he's airborne several times a day himself, going from High Grove to Dumfries and all that kind of stuff. So, okay. Yeah, it's just my opinion, but I that's what I believe. That's what I believe. Okay. Now, Kate Middleton seemed more relaxed on solo trip without Fussy Williams, says expert. During her solo trip to Copenhagen last month, Kate Middleton was very confident, says royal expert. Oh God, Robert CPAP Jobston, who added Prince William is something. I'm sorry, is sometimes a bit fussy on royal jobs. Now, listen. Of course, that was back in 2022 when they made this big fuss about Kate going on a solo trip. After all those years of marriage, Kate, for the very first time, took a solo trip abroad to Denmark. It was a disaster. She walked in front of the Queen of Denmark, Marguerite, which is a breach of protocol. She was late arriving to Denmark, and then she was late again meeting the Queen of Denmark. There was no clear, defined reason why she was there. And then, if that's not bad enough, the royal rota and the courtiers from Kensington Palace picked a fight with the Dutch media. And what did they do? They began to run photos of Kate, no filter. But they were trying to run roughshod over the Dutch or Danish press, and they weren't hearing of it. They were like, "Oh no, you are not in the UK. The palace do not tell us what to do." Oh my God, I loved it. I loved it. But it was a waste of time. And it was the first, and it will probably be the last time that Kate Mumbles Middleton ever travels abroad by herself. It was a disaster. There was no speech or anything like that. She didn't address anybody. Um, of course, at some point, they found some children for her to interact with, somebody on her level. They found some children for her to interact with. It was just a waste of time. They were trying to show that she was right on par with Meghan, who, traveled abroad for the, what was it, World Vision and something else. They were trying to make that comparison. There is no comparison. She just went from one palace to another. Really? That is the extent of your uh, your foreign diplomatic experience? Right, right. Yes, which is what was supposed to happen already, if it has not already happened. So Prince William is genuinely happy to be in Singapore without Kate. As key clues revealed, a body language expert analyzes Prince William's mannerisms in Singapore and claims he's very happy to be on a solo trip. Um, what is that? Solo trip well, anyway, Vass? That must be a typo, right? He reveals the royals' telltale signs, that is, of operating as monarch. Now, somebody, now look at the date. That's November the 6th, 2023. William, William, in my opinion, I'm alleging, William had this story put out there. Somebody from Kensington Palace picked up the phone and called, it looks like the Express, and told them, look, can you all say such and such, so and so? Thank you. Where else would that story come from? Why would you know what I'm saying? This body language expert did not just volunteer this information. Obviously, they were paid by the newspaper on the behalf of the royal family member who wanted people to know, listen, I'm Willie the Great, and I'm doing just fine without my wife here getting her hair all up in my face, pushing all of her hair extensions around. I'm doing just fine. This was 2023 when they said that William and Kate were going to do solo engagements. William had gone to New York. Was it the year before? No, it was that year. He went to New York in September. That's right. And then they made the big announcement that Kate was not going to Singapore because George has some kind of quiz coming up. Now, listen, I will give Kate credit for a lot of things, but helping her children with her homework, I don't think so. If those kids are struggling, they get a tutor. I don't know what Kate would be able to do to help George. I don't. I don't see that. I don't see that. How could someone seemingly so clueless be of any help to the next king? She's barely royal herself. They would have a courtier. Believe me, George is under the umbrella of a courtier because George is not William and Kate's ward. George belongs to the crown. And who is the crown? Charles. Charles' input at this time, I'm pretty sure of it, is more important because he is the custodian of all of those children. Anybody that close to the throne, and I'm sorry to say that includes his grandkids in the United States, which is why they need to stay in the United States. But he is the custodian. So whatever Willie is thinking or feeling, I I think that's a a line that cannot be crossed. They're going to turn him into a company man, just like they did Willie. So we'll see, though. We'll see. You know, the way things are looking, it don't look good. Don't look good. I'll say that much. Yes, he's acting like he's single. And remember, before Kate, and even after Kate got sick, look at how many times they posted images of William and the children. No Kate. Now, they want you to believe that Kate is behind the camera. I don't think so. I don't think so. Oh, really? Interesting. Okay. So, Queen Camilla doesn't want to pass her duties on to Kate Middleton due to tense relationship. Now, that was in Cosmopolitan. What is going on? Who is leaking all this stuff? Royal source reveals reason for Queen Camilla and Kate Middleton's shockingly tense relationship. Who is leaking all of these stories? Now, these are present tense. You see that? That's the 26th of November, 2024. Somebody is leaking and briefing, and it's not coming from Montecito because in Montecito, there are no leaks. So, who's doing that? Why Queen Camilla and Kate Middleton have a tense relationship? Camilla isn't quite ready for the Princess of Wales to become queen. Well, I hope she's not, because that means that she would have to be dead, right? Or Charles would be dead, and she would. Oh, I see what they mean. I see what they mean. So Camilla is obviously planning to outlive Charles, to the likes of which, that will be rough. That will be rough because we all know how petty Kate is and how vindictive and manipulative the Middletons are. So I think if it were possible that they would make Camilla's life a living hell, because Charles is going to definitely tie up everything in a nice little bow and a knot, really, for whenever he leaves this earth. He's going to do everything he can to try to protect that hound from hell that he's married to, and her children, and her grandchildren. So I don't know, you guys. I don't suppose William is going to be the problem for Camilla. I just don't. And remember, we discussed this yesterday. It seems as though William may be relying upon Camilla to help him out of a situation just in case there's somebody else that he wants to, you know, take to his coronation, if you understand what I'm saying. If anybody is well suited to help him out of this situation, of course, it's Camilla. And okay, so here we go. This is what I was talking about earlier. Air gun instead of wait a minute, what do they mean by that? Is it Top Gun, air gun? Anyway, and that is actually a newspaper cover. I thought it was something that somebody had edited, but no, that's the actual one. I hunted it down to verify it. Willie's training day. Are you really telling me that you're comparing that wimp with Denzel Washington's character in the movie Training Day? You see that? Willie's Training Day? Seriously? Are we supposed to believe that William, the one who was too lazy to fulfill his duties as a future king, as a prince of the realm, lazy Willie actually in some kind of way compares to Training Day? Seriously? When did that happen? This is all part of the big rollout. They're doing a campaign for Camilla to make her the national grandmother, like the real Queen Elizabeth. They're doing a campaign for Willie, turning him into this military man. Maybe all of this is in preparation for the Invictus Games, because when the Invictus Games goes to the UK, Willie is gonna probably look very, very small in the shadow of his brother. And so maybe they want to generate enough photos nearly identical to photos of Harry so that as people reference and Google and search about the Invictus Games and Harry's military experience, that somehow they will mix some images of William with those. It's just like I said, if you Google Meghan tan coat, Kitty's going to pop up. Kitty will pop up. A lot of searches for Meghan, inevitably, images of Kate are thrown in there. That's because of all of the cosplay, wearing nearly identical outfits whenever possible. And I think that is a tactic by the Kensington Palace to try to keep Will and Kate relevant. I think they do that deliberately. And this is just another example. They're going to try to flood the media with images of William training with the troops so that anytime pictures of Harry's um, war experience photos come up, somehow Willie's going to get mixed in there. It's really tacky, but I think that's what it is. And after all, that guy that they hired, I forget his name, the one who used to work for NBC, he's expert. That's what he did at NBC, was to push their image over the the internet, cyberspace. Now, Kate Middleton set to step back from public life again. Again? Did she ever step forward? When did she step forward? I'm trying to figure out, when did she step forward to be stepping back? They made it very clear that Kate Middleton will never be a full-time working royal, ever. They say that it's until the last child graduates from high school. I say never. That is not her intention. Because if she's waiting until the kids finish school, do you know how long that is? Do you know how long that's going to take? That means Louis would have to either enter or exit college before she becomes a full-time working royal, which means never. She's never going to be a full-time. She has no intention of being a full-time. That push to try to make her Meghan 2.0 broke her. That left her a broken individual. And I said last fall, don't worry about it. This is unsustainable. She cannot keep this up. I had no idea that she was going to disappear for 6 months. That I didn't predict, but I knew she was not going to be able to keep up that level of work. She don't have it in her. Yes, they are. They're trying to dress him like Harry. They're trying to get all these photo ops. The only thing that they haven't been successful with is actually making these connections with the military. But who knows? Maybe that's what's in the cards, is that William is going to try to create some veteran thing before the Invictus games. That's probably what it is. He's probably going to try to reach out to veterans and establish something of his own. Because think about it. Earth flop is pretty much ignored globally, right? So much so that when they named the top 100 people who have influence over environmental stuff, Harry was on the list and William was not. Okay, so that's not working. When it comes to the BAFTA awards, he walks in, they don't even applaud. They'd rather he not even be there. So that's no good. When it comes to this whole housing homeless thing, this has got to be his biggest mistake he's made since the Caribbean tour. It has backfired in the most epic way. So that's a failure. By the way, I am digging the side eye. Do you see Keir Starmer's wife? Look at how she's giving Kate the side eye. I love her. I didn't know I loved her until I saw this photo. There's something about the prime minister's wives that don't really care for the royal family. Sherry, what's her name? The one that was married to Tony Blair, Sherry Blair, she couldn't stand that family. I think most of the prime minister wives do not seem to care for the royal family. I don't know why. So, okay, so royal run-ins. This was what is that? November 25th, 26th? Royals, I'm sorry, what did I say? Run-ins, ruins. Royals and ruins. Royal run-ins. Royals in ruins. Or, as Barbara Walters would say, Wales in Wooins. Wales in Wooins. Isn't that how Barbara Walters would say it? Um, when we come whack, Wales in Wooins. Here on Waby Wee. I mean ABC. Waby Wee. Wales in Wooins here on WABC. Waby Wee. Oh, thank you so much, Whittier Moppington. Let me see. Let me see. Which one do I want to put up there? Okay, let's do this one. Um, okay, Whittier. I'll put the mish. I'll put the mish. Thanks, Whittier. Let me see. Now, at the top of the chat, that is the official Royal Sussex wish list. Now, no one is obliged to order anything from that list unless you want to. But for me, it's just fun to get surprises. I never know what I'm going to get until I open up the package. So if you are so inclined, that is the official Royal Wessex Mishnish. The the official Royal Wessex Wishnish. Or if it's not Barbara Walters, the official Royal Sussex wish list. Okay, I got to stop doing that. Thank you for moshing Royal Wessex. You guys, that's not nice. What's her name? What's her name? Barbara Walters. Barbara Walters is not here anymore, and it's just I don't think it's right to make fun of the way she talked. Oh, uh, Joyce Yvette Davis, thank you so much for the super sticker, and thank you for. Okay, I'm not going to do it again. Thank you for watching Royal Sussex. And you know what the thing is? It's not that I talk that great, even if I'm not making fun of Barbara Walters. So I better stop before I end up getting stuck doing that. Okay, so what was I saying? Royals in ruins. Shocking new allegations against Prince William and King Charles are shaking the monarchy. Star has all the details on how they're trying to claw back power. Can't keep her down. How Martha Stewart. Okay, that's some other stuff. Although I love Martha Stewart. That is my girl. I know cookies and cream, but I hope I'm wrong about that, but you cannot underestimate how petty and pathetic those people are. If he tries to do something like that, it will be terribly disrespectful to his father because his father is still alive. His father is still king. But if you recall, when William was in South Africa, he embarrassed his father by claiming that he's going to be a different kind of royal. And that's not the first time that he's done that. William has made these declarations of his future as monarch, which is really petty while Charles is still alive. He's done that while the Queen was alive. And he keeps doing that. He keeps doing that. He keeps coming for Charles, and Kitty keeps coming for Camilla. I think that there is a little bit of a civil war between those royal households. Those, did I say hoes? Royal households. Why does it still sound like I said hoe? Royal households. Y'all know what I mean. Households. Am I saying that right? Royal households. Households. Anyway, the royal family. There seems to be a civil war between the royal family. Gosh, that sounded weird. But yeah, I do think so. There seems to be a slight civil war. So Kate finally talks. Really? When did that happen? Now this is for December of 2024. Stand back, everybody. Buckle your seatbelts. Kate Middleton is fixing to talk. She fixing to talk. I can't wait to see what she got to say. That's got to be interesting, huh? Whatever it is, I'm sure she's going to restrict it to just a word or two. But in the meantime, why don't I give you a little sample of Kate's conversation with the public?
Well, obviously, it'd be. I would love to have met her, and she's obviously she's an inspirational woman to look up to. Obviously, on to this day, and going forward and things. It is, it's a wonderful family. The members who I've met have achieved a lot, and very inspirational. So, yeah, I do.
Now that was a mouthful, especially for Kate. That was a mouthful. Going forward and this and that, and some of the members of the family that I've met so far have achieved a lot going forward, and this and that, and so on and so forth, and this, that, and the other, cat poop and peanut butter. And so on and so forth. You get me? Yeah, Kate, we get you. We hear you loud and well, okay. We hear you loud. No, actually, we don't hear you loud. We don't hear you loud and clear. What we hear is some kind of hush baby whisper. Well, I'm going to at this point, and the family members that I met and achieved a lot, and going to for and this day and forth, and so on and so forth. You almost need subtitles, don't you? You almost need subtitles. I don't know what she said. Where's all those royal reporters to scream word salad? They don't recognize word salad when they hear it. Going forward and this, that, and the other. Have achieved a lot. She had me at achieved a lot. I just want you to know that. Now, those two young ladies on the side there, they have a YouTube channel. I mean, not YouTube. They have a podcast, and I managed to catch them a while ago, and I'll give you the information where you can find them. But let me see if I can get that video up. I forgot I had it. I just kind of happened to come across it again today. Okay, I think I'm looking in the wrong place. Let me try this. Okay. Did that work? Oh, I think it did. Yes, I think it did. Okay, let's try it. Okay. Okay, there we go.
Really think Kate outshines William literally anywhere they go. It's very easy to outshine William. He's definitely had his twink death, that's for sure. R.I.P. Hot Prince William. I just have a volatile thing I want to say. I think the reason why everyone loves Kate so much is because, yes, next to Prince William, she outshines him, but ultimately, I just don't think she's nearly as iconic as Diana or as Meghan Markle. I'm sorry. I said what I said. I really have no hate for Kate. I just don't think she possesses the ambition and star power of some of the other royal women that were cast out of the garden of Kensington, Chandler.
I think the press and frankly the public really enjoy the star power of Diana and Meghan and like kind of have a field day with it in the best way.
That's why there are these fawning comments and people will say, no, Kate has quiet strength. She has such self-possession that she doesn't need to be the star.
Quiet strength? Okay. Well, and you know, that's not their words. They're just quoting other people. So these delightful young ladies, there it is right there. Pop apologists? No. Is that what they, yeah, I think that's what they call their I think that's what they call it. But that's their podcast right there. That is their podcast. So, and of course that was from, this is an old video. I've had it for a while. I'm going to say I've had it since 2022, or was it 23? I don't recall. But yeah, so if you want to catch up with them, that is how you can do it. But it seems like they got their number. They got their number. Now take a look here. Prior to 2024, this was Kate's engagement with the public, especially with people of color. She did not seem to, even the dog understood the assignment. Even the dog understood the assignment. Even the dog is leaning away. Remember the two little boys at the flower show where she wore that pink dress coming in there looking like she was from some fairy tale or something. Now that was one of those days when she really pissed off Charles and Camilla. Charles and Camilla did not expect Kate to be there. I don't know how it happened, but not only did Kate show up, but they brought in a bus load of children. They brought in a busload of children. And by the time Charles and Camilla showed up, the cameras were already on Kate Middleton when they got there. You guys, that is known to have been a really, really bad day in the royal family. And Charles and Godzilla were furious. Yep. William didn't go. It was just Kate. It was just Kate. That was the first flower show where Camilla was going to have this chance to shine, being the, newly crowned queen. And what happened? She gets there and Kitty is there, laughing and smiling and grinning from ear to ear. Do not think that went unnoticed. And I believe that Kate is probably still being punished for that. Also, remember the she was able to greet the president of South Korea and create quite a stir. It took all of the attention away from the occasion, when she emerged from the state Bentley looking like a pack of chicken legs. I have purchased packs of chicken that didn't show that much bare skin. That was very disrespectful. And it seems like that night, that was it the next night when they had the state dinner? Look at where Kate Middleton is. She is literally behind the candelabra. And you know that that was Camilla because Queen Elizabeth was the one who personally, as the lady of the house, she was the one who personally saw to the dining. I do not believe Charles goes down to the dining room and makes sure the arrangements are proper. I believe that that is the duty of the queen consort. And she went down there and she was like, hold on. Where is she sitting? Put her right there. Wait, where's the camera? The camera's over here? Okay, put her right there. And there she was, looking just as pitiful. And if I'm correct, isn't that the last state dinner? I think that was her last state dinner. Because if you remember the one before that, they were trying to say that Kate wore her revenge dress. We still don't know who she's getting revenge from, but she wore that ugly coral colored dress that was supposed to be her revenge dress, according to one of those reporters. And then the very next state dinner, they done stuck this girl. Actually, this was before that one. They done stuck this girl behind the candelabra, next to the president of South Korea, but stuck behind the candles. Let me see. Having a bar. You guys are talking about Church Nelly, right? Oh, I had fun with that. I overheard Church Nelly. Gosh, who was I watching? I overheard Church Nelly say that, and I could not resist. But yeah, that was fun. That was a lot of fun. Oh, this is so mean, but I got to do it. I got to do it. No, nobody try to stop me. I just have to. I have to do this. Are you talking about this place? uh okay, you guys. Can you guess who this is? Wait. Can you guess who this is? And I'll give you a clue. It is not the Radio City Rockettes. It is not the Rockettes. Who is that, y'all? Come on, who is that? Yes, that's exactly who it is. That is Mumbles stepping out of the state Bentley. All you got to do is put some red stilettos on it. That's all you got to do is put some red stilettos. And oh, all you got to do is put some red stilettos on there, and you would have the spitting image of the Princess of Wales. I don't know what she was thinking, y'all. I mean, seriously, I don't know what she was thinking. Why would you do that? Who is seeking attention that desperately that they would step out of. And the thing is, all of the praise, it reminds me of Trump's wife, Malaria. What's her name? Malaria? It's something that sounds like a disease. Malaria Trump. It reminds me of Malaria Trump. Red stilettos. Okay, that is how you greet the um the president of South Korea. You just step out of the state Bentley wearing your best stilettos, red stilettos. There you go. Perfection. Perfection. It was short notice. I could have probably have done better than that, but that was short notice. Oh. uh, I know it looks creepy. Let me take that away. But there you go. Ta-da! Ta-da! uh, okay, okay. Also, I would like to remind you guys about something. That day that they went to greet the president of South Korea, do you all remember that William and Kate were not making eye contact? It doesn't seem as though they were having a conversation. And even worse, Willie seemed to be preoccupied with the interior trim, probably walnut. William seemed to be preoccupied with fooling around with the trim inside of the vehicle. Like there was a loose piece of varnish or, you know, something. Something wasn't right. And so instead of talking to his lawfully wedded wife on the way to greet the president of South Korea, he's sitting up there playing with the buttons or something. What was going on inside of that vehicle? Kate looked like she's on the way to a funeral. Willie looks like he's about to face the executioner or something. What was going on? Something was weird that day. Maybe it was because of this? Huh? Uh-oh. Where's the thing? Okay. The slide is not working. Yes, maybe it was because of this. Maybe this is what was wrong. Oh, hey, lit for Sussex. Oh, okay. Very cool. All right. Now, what is that date? I went through my receipts. Have you all forgot about this? This was the last time that Kate appeared in public with her hands bandaged. This time they said that it was because of a trampoline. Remember that? They said she was playing with the children on a trampoline, and somehow it looks like she dislocated or broken two of her fingers. She's wearing that wig. Oh my God. Do you see that wig? This is when her clothes got really loose, her fingers were bandaged, and she was wearing that wig. This was September of 2023. I don't know what happened last year, but Kate started going downhill really fast. Also from September of 2023, Kate Middleton rising to the challenge as she thrives without Prince William. So not only were they saying that Willie was going it alone, but they were making this proclamation about Kate being alone. And all at the same time, they kept saying that there was going to be a royal divorce in 2024. And it seemed like the only thing that stopped that divorce announcement was illness. Space. This was at that time when they were proclaiming space. 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 Look at how he's leaning away. They could not get far enough from each other. And then look at that. Kate and William's terrible rows. This was last year. They were talking about this last year. How they were having these terrible rows, shocking claims that the Prince and Princess of Wales romance is not all sweetness. Now they're going out of their way, even to the point of William and Kate wrestling on the ground like a couple of pigs, wrestling on the ground, trying to prove that they're so in love they can't stop kissing in front of their horrified children. The magazine says one thing. You see that? Look at the magazine on the left side. After a year of dramatic change, William and Kate are focused on their marriage and children, how they're planning for the future, and stepping up to protect the royals' legacy. Now, this is what the magazine shows is one big happy family, right? Look at how she's smiling at him. But the reality is on the other side. You know, they'll do one big smile for the press. But after that, it's just like a couple of prize fighters. Everybody goes to their corner, drink water, put some Vaseline over their cuts and scars and bruises, whatever they do in between boxing rounds. And then, of course, Kitty gives the side eye to Camilla. I almost forgot I had this. Kitty giving the side eye to Camilla. Because if I'm correct, and if other people are correct, whatever William had planned for 2024, and that plan may still be in effect, and that is to replace one of the senior members of the royal family before coronation day, before accession day, to replace one of the members of the royal family, senior royals. And who's better suited to help than Camilla? Also, I'm going to point out something else. Kate loves wearing that electric blue. Y'all know she loves wearing that electric blue. She has worn that color, I don't know how many times, but look who's wearing it on this occasion. Look who's wearing it, and look who's unhappy. Now, to be fair, Kate does wear that maroon color a lot, burgundy. She wears that a lot, but she also loves that electric blue. And to me, I think Camilla just wears it to spite her. And of course, if Camilla is wearing blue, then that means Kate is not allowed. She has to wear something else. There she is, 39 months membership. 39 months membership. And you know, I just took your picture away. Let me put it back. Let me put it back. Okay, gotta put Minnie back up there. There we go. There we go. Yes, on those days when we don't see Church Nellie, it's because she is the founder, the proprietor of a little inn down the road called Menopausal Moonshine Minis. That's where young men from the military or merchant marines go to have a little drink and relax, talk about life. And then at some point, they wake up in some dark alley with no money, in some cases, no clothes. Well, that's menopausal moonshine minis for you. uh, that is oh gosh, I can't say it. Menopausal moonshine minis for you. If you go, take a friend. That's all I can tell you. If you go, you got to take a friend. Otherwise, you're going to be crying like a rat eating onions. So, yeah, there you go, guys. I had to go pull out some receipts. Your eyes do not deceive you. This was one of those images that did not make the magazines. They didn't want people to see that. But Kate, if her eyes were weapons, if her eyes were weapons, look how she's looking at her. They cannot stand each other. And imagine Camilla knowing that somebody's just waiting for you to go down into that storm cellar with the Queen, um, Philip, the ashes of Margaret, and of course, the Queen's parents. She's just buying her time, waiting for that day that she gets the news. You know, the hard part for Kate is going to be trying not to laugh. That's going to be the hard part. And of course, the flip side of a nickel, Lady C. Kate and William doomed to fail with the latest royal move, says Lady C. Doomed to fail. They're doomed to fail, according to Lady C. Now, what that move was is not clear. I kind of forgot. But I do remember that even Lady C was warning them about something. I think what she was warning them about is doing these official engagements apart from each other. I think that's what the warning was. Kate Middleton is not expected to join Prince William in Singapore for Earthshot Award ceremony in November. The Princess of Wales will not travel to Southeast Asia in November for the final of William's Environmental Award, according to the Telegraph. Do tell. So she's not going to Singapore. Now, that was last year. She's not going to Singapore. They said that George had exams or something like that. So for that reason, Kate didn't go. Instead, on November 10th, Kate Middleton showed up to do her official engagement with the Army wearing those Lululemon yoga pants. And I do believe that she was trying to upstage William. She was trying to get all the cameras on her so that people wouldn't pay attention to William. It didn't work. I don't think most people even noticed this situation. Of course, I did because I thought it was so disrespectful for her to do that. I mean, if you're going to show up to do something with the military, you're supposed to have on your camouflage, your camos from head to toe. She just puts the jacket and the helmet on, and then from the, bottom up, she looks like, a very posh soldier. But from the waist down, as someone said yesterday, she looks like Peter Pan. She looks like Peter Pan. From the waist down, she looks like Peter Pan. That was a good observation, by the way. But this was embarrassing. They should have been embarrassed for this. This shows desperation. This stinks of desperation. Yep, it smacks of desperation. Even Stevie Wonder can see how desperate this looks. Absolutely disgusting. Out there with those soldiers, people who put themselves at risk, and you're out there wearing Lululemon yoga pants? How dare you? How dare you? I'm disgusted by it. I have a mind to complain about it. I'm going to contact Ofcom. And why is her hair down? Look at the way the guys are looking at her. That is wrong on so many levels. That is just wrong on so many levels. That is the mother of the future king wearing yoga pants and a camouflage jacket. Is this Marilyn Monroe with the troops in South Korea? Is that what this is supposed to be? Marilyn Monroe entertaining the troops? You see what I mean? Look at the date there. November the 5th, 2023, Singapore to light up green as Prince William arrives for third annual Earthshot Award. This was a huge event for William, although it didn't get much coverage because, it was William, not Harry and Meghan. It didn't get much coverage, but for him, he was impressed. And it was a chance for him to get away from his wife. And where was Kate? Kate was entertaining the soldiers wearing Lululemon yoga pants. That's what she was doing. I believe she was trying to upstage her husband. It did not work. One of the squatties made this slide on the left side. A cold-blooded princess attends a baby bank empty-handed. She doesn't care. She takes millions of public money and gives back nothing. The hypocrisy of Kate Middleton. She went to the food bank just before Christmas, as you could tell, and she awkwardly glares at the camera. And this was when she was starting to go into her decline. I don't think she had been that small ever. This is when she started going into her decline. All of the weeks and months of plotting and scheming to try to outdo Harry and Meghan was starting to take its toll. It really was. I think she was in bad shape at this point. Bad shape. Trying to be something that she's not. Relevant. And then, of course, there was a parody made of that outing where she and the kids went to another bank or food bank or shelter or baby food bank. And the kids were all dressed up like they were going to the Target store. Just so happens there was a whole camera and crew following them to this surprised, unannounced visit to a, food bank. They didn't know they were going, except they did. They didn't know they were going, except they called a camera crew to follow them. So there you have it. Cold-hearted Kate tossing a prize to some people sleeping rough just outside of Buckingham Palace. I don't know who made this, but that's genius. I love it. It really tells the story, doesn't it? Cold hearted Kate. And let's see. Prince William and Kate Middleton are all smiles after she's named one after she's named one of the racist royals. You guys know we are approaching the anniversary of that. You do know that, right? See there? November 30th, 2023. This is around the time when that information came out and she began to go into a downward spiral. And of course, some of the squatties were there to remind us exactly how terrible Will and Kate was. On the right side is the Star magazine from 2022. And it says, that's December of 2022, December 6th. Jealous Kate and William used sharp elbow tactics to keep Sussexes in their place. So, in between Spare and Endgame, the popularity of the royal family went into a decline. It went into a downward spiral. And you had more and more people calling them out, speaking about colonization and such. There was a lot of videos, a lot of content creators that were um, sending the message. This family is not what people think they are. The values that they uphold belongs in a museum somewhere. And of course, that one on the left side. Remember that? Duchess Kate, obsessed with Meghan, stealing her style and trolling her online. That is true. That is true. That is true. Now, maybe I don't know where they got that from, except um, I do believe that in some cases, these reporters will go onto social media. They will watch some of the videos. They will um, listen in on the spaces on Twitter. And I think that's where they get a lot of the ideas from, especially that type of idea. And with that, you guys, guess what? I am done. I am done. I hope you enjoyed that little trip down memory lane. Memory lane. I had to pull out some receipts for y'all. By the way, the background of this image, that is a disease. You know how they have those slides where they enhance the image to show you what a virus and bacteria looks like? That's what that is. I use that for select images, like, you know, those people. But yeah, if they were a bacteria or a virus, that's what they would look like. Oh boy. Oh, you know what? I did not mention that. I did not mention it. But yes, the young lady that Kate took the photo with, 17 years old, she passed away unfortunately. Very sad. Very sad. Great artist she was. Her medium, of course, was photography. And unfortunately, she passed away. It was a chance meeting. Um, Her family was there for an investiture. And at the last minute, I think the staff thought it was a good idea to go and get Kate Middleton. And I don't even think Kate was even in attendance at that point. But somehow she managed to take a photo with the young lady. So, but yeah, I think we should pray for her family because 17 years old, that is too young, just way too young. Okay. Ah, Poliva girl. Um, I wish I had more, but that was it. That was it for today. Let me see here. I'm gonna go back up to the top. You're the top. You're the Tower of Pizza. You're the top. You're the Mona Lisa. You're caviar. Who sings that song? What is the name of that song? You're the tops. You're the Mona Lisa. You're the tops. You're the Tower of Pisa. Oh, well, I can't remember. Oh, you're going to see this in your sleep. You're going to see. Listen, when you all go to carve the turkey tomorrow, as soon as you go to grab that turkey leg, this is what's going to pop up in your mind. You're going to see either this or Kate Middleton stepping out of that state Bentley, one or the other. Oh, let me see. Where is that picture? Kate Middleton exits the state Bentley, showing way too much leg. There it is. There it is. And of course, she was punished by being placed behind the candelabra. Okay. And I think we're done. Cole Porter? I don't know. Let me see. The song You're the Tops. Okay. What about now? Yep, now we got sound. I don't know why that happened. Maybe I should stop fooling with this microphone. Oh, thank you, Teddy Bongo. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Happy Thanksgiving. They say that this is the most American holiday that there is. Yeah, here in the United States, they say this is actually more of a patriotic holiday than the 4th of July. Oh, thank you, team. Sussex Team Warrior. Oh, of course. Of course. Yeah. I'll probably come on earlier, but yeah, of course, we'll be live tomorrow. Absolutely. Okay. Love you guys. Good night. I am going to, let me see, what are we going to do? Okay. You're on. Don't let me forget Trenchtown Man. Trenchtown Man was singing his song, Hey Prince. Hey Prince.